Hi, welcome to SimpTalks. Today's topic is going to be about the SCP Foundation / SCP Containment Breach / SCP Fandom. Now, what is SCP Containment Breach or SCP Foundation? SCP Containment Breach is a popular indie horror game developed by Finnish game developer Jonas Regalis Rekkonen, if that's how you pronounce it right. It is based on stories from the SCP Foundation collaborative writing project. In the game, the player controls a human test subject who is trapped in a covered facility designed to study and contain supernatural and paranormal phenomena, all individually designated as an SCP. The player must escape the facility when it suffers a failure in its protocol, causing the facility to lose control on the containment of its anomalous assets, many of which pose a danger to the player. The game was released on April 15, 2012, and was updated periodically until its latest version, 1.311, on July 29, 2018. The game takes place in an SCP Foundation facility. The player controls one of the Foundation's many test subjects, known as a Class D, who must navigate the facility while avoiding various threats. The facility is procedurally generated. Again, I'm not perfect with pronouncing words, so please don't judge me. I do apologize. Meaning the layout of the facility changes each time the game is played. The game uses a first-person perspective where the player can move and sprint freely. One notable feature is the blink mechanic. The player has a blink meter that gradually depletes, forcing the player to blink at specific intervals. The mechanic directly relates to SCP-173, which can only move when it's not in the player's line of sight. Yeah, we all know SCP-173, the pain in the ass, or should I say pain in the neck. If the player blinks or looks away, SCP-173 advances through instant teleportation and can kill the player if it gets close enough. The game has 3 difficulty levels, each with different save mechanics. On the easiest difficulty, Safe, the player can save at any point. On the medium difficulty, Euclid, the player can save only at designated points, and on the hardest difficulty, Keter, no saving is allowed with the exception of the save and quit option, and the player faces permadeath. The player can equip various items from the likes of facility equipment to SCP objects. These items can either aid or harm the player. The player can also uncover various documents and terminals detailing the various anomalies contained by the Foundation, as well as the schematics of the facility. These provide clues to the incidents leading up to and unfolding during the facility's lockdown, as well as providing information on how to avoid and or recapture a few of the SCPs, and how the internals of the facility can be used to the advantage of the player. Now, onto the plot. At the start of the game, the player is selected as a test subject for the study of SCP-173, a sculpture that comes to life when not in the direct line of sight of a human. During the experiment, the facility's systems malfunction, allowing SCP-173 to escape and kill the other test subjects and Foundation personnel. The player character must escape the facility amidst the mayhem that follows. If a player refuses to comply with the instructions of the facility staff, it will result in the player being warned, then executed. Yeah, we know about that. With the latter only occurring if the player continues to be uncooperative. While venturing through the facility, the player encounters the various anomalies it houses, learning firsthand of the fantastical properties alongside SCP-173. The player will have to survive against the other hostile monsters. as well as a special ops force deployed to restore functionality to the facility known as the Mobile Task Force Implosion 11 or Nine-Tailed Fox. The game offers pictured here the player right before being killed by SCP-096, a humanoid creature that tracks down and kills any human being who views its face. I've seen his face a lot. I'm surprised he hasn't came after me. Anyways, the game offers four ending sequences that occurred depending on the player's actions. Each is a variation of events that take place in one of two of the facility exits. A radio transmission at the end of the game, according to each ending sequence, provides further details of the aftermath of the player's actions. SCP-106 is a breaches containment while being fired upon by a laser weapon. Oh yeah, we know about SCP-106. He's also pretty much of a pain in the ass. In the primary exit Gate A, one ending involves the player being detained by the Foundation's defensive personnel, but in the second version of this ending sequence, if the player does not recontain SCP-106, a decaying humanoid being that traps its victims into a pocket dimension of its make, then it shall spawn itself in the primary exit, allowing for the player to make an escape while the Foundation attempts to incapacitate the entity. As the player finds an exit out, the facility operatives and anomalous paramilitary organization in a rivalry with the SCP Foundation known as the Chaos Insurgency shall spontaneously appear and take the player into their custody, with the player's character's true fate unknown. The endings in the secondary exit Gate B both revolve around SCP-682, a borderline indestructible reptilian monster. He's badass, I'm not gonna lie. Escaping captivity. The first variation of the secondary exit ending entails the facility's nuclear warhead being deployed, taking the facility alongside the player with SCP-682 unfazed. However, if the player had previously deactivated the nuclear command and control of the facility, then it shall unfold the other variation of this ending. Whereas the facility's personnel continue their struggle in recapturing SCP-682, agents will show up and gun down the player. Yeah, so they also have SCP-087-B. That's another game. Another SCP game. I know what that one is. Yeah, that is SCP Containment Breach. Now they also have a My Little Pony edition of SCP Containment Breach too. For those that may or may not know, it's called My Little Foundation Containment is Magic. Like, I'm not kidding. There's actually a My Little Pony game based off of SCP. But yeah, what are my thoughts on the SCP Foundation / Fandom itself? I like it. My favorite SCP, though, in all honesty, is SCP-049, the Plague Doctor. And I will openly admit, I simped for him. But yeah, overall, I do like SCP. I have not played the game, but I have seen gameplays. I've seen gameplays. And needless to say, yeah, it is a scary game. I have jumped a few times when I watched gameplays, but other than that, it's good nonetheless. And I'm surprised that the fandom is still ongoing to this very day. And you know, and yes, I'm not afraid to admit I am a simp for the Plague Doctor known as SCP-049. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and have a great day or night wherever you're at, and stay safe out there, and I will see you guys in my next upload whenever I feel like uploading again. Bye.